So I'm bringing it closer.
We're live.
We are.
Yes, we are.
Oh, I wasn't ready.
Welcome.
One and all.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome. Once again, I am dressed because we are about to go out and she has to sing out. So we won't do a long podcast today or podzone today, but we will be doing a little bit of something. Since she is not ready and she is not here, we're going to pray since she likes prayer first.
Okay. I'm excited. I'm excited. Wait for me. Did I just tie myself up? I showing up weird. All right.
Got it?
So I'm here. I am here.
I'm with it.
I am here. Woo-hoo.
I'm with it.
Sorry.
Gotta pray.
Go ahead, Papa. You go ahead.
Oh, okay. Father, in the name of Jesus, we come to you, Heavenly, right now, God. Thank you for everything that you are doing. Thank you for this pause on, God. God, we pray that whatever you do, you don't do it without us in this season, God. So please, God, don't take we won't take for granted your love, your kindness, your mercy, and
Yes,
your grace,
Lord.
God. So God, we pray that everything will work out together in our favor, God. Whoever be blessed by this, whoever sees this, will see it through a new light. In Jesus' name, I pray.
Amen. Sound a little stuffy up there.
Yeah, I'm under the weather right now,
Mm.
but you know, God is in control right
Me
now.
too. You hear me sniffling? Mm-mm.
Yeah. So, how was your week this week?
Actually, it was pretty good. It was kind of busy to me. Um, Other than that, it was pretty good. Nothing major that um I can say that has happened or anything that's out of out of whack. Um, I did have a chaplain this week on Monday. And I learned a lot about God and about myself and listening to the voice of God. And that was pretty dope for me, definitely. It made my week and it made me more conscious about God and all that good stuff. So yeah. How was your week?
It was okay until the end of the week. Obviously, getting bamboozled by sickness by you and this one right here.
True.
But you know, other than that, it was good. You know, could I have done more throughout the week? Of course, I could have, but you know, it's the thought that counts.
The thought of what?
Me not doing nothing.
You not doing nothing. Lucky you get to not do nothing. Isn't that such a blessing that he gets to not do nothing? However, I think I have to excuse myself for one more time because I left something. Um, so may I be excused for like 2 seconds?
Go ahead.
All right.
Oh, while she's going to do whatever she's doing, um, I wanted to talk about, and because it's not going to be a long podcast, I don't want to talk about anything good today. I just want to do mediocre stuff. Because you know I don't want to do a part two because there's a lot of things that has to be done. With the part two, right? I mean, it's um and because I'm feeling under the weather, it's gonna be kind of today, right? It's gonna be like a normal day. Like you ever been in a room, it's just a normal day, and then you had somebody mess up your entire environment. Yeah, not today. It's just want to be a normal day. Just want to relax, chill, um, be in the zone.
In the past.
Um,
Thank you, sir, for allowing me to be excused for a brief moment.
but yeah, what do you want to talk about today? Like I said, I don't want to talk about anything heavy. Just like you eat, you don't want to eat heavy because you know you're gonna eat later on. Um, I want to talk about the fact that this week I want to talk about kids for some reason, right?
Mm,
I think
it's a good topic.
yeah, I want to talk about kids because
What
right,
about kids, though?
different parenting styles, right?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I want different parenting styles because
I like my
I think that I'm weak.
It's like 2 years ago.
I'm weak.
It's not.
I'm weak.
It says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me."
I'm weak.
Oh, glory. Yeah, baby, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Um. Different parenting styles, right? I mean, I know that everybody have different parenting styles. Everybody has different laboring styles when it concerns their kids. But
Mm-hmm.
what is too much abuse? What is too much satisfaction for one person? Um, I mean,
Satisfaction for one person, you mean as a parent?
yeah. I mean,
And what discipline method um is considered too much, and
yeah.
how
I
does it
mean,
just like
how,
how you say
how do you justify
does it
that
when
response?
does it when is there a borderline between, because I want to make sure I'm understanding it. What is there a borderline or when is it um when
Abo-
discipline is too much versus when it's just enough, like when does discipline considered abuse,
Yeah,
is what you're saying?
yeah. Because
Okay, so
I
that
think
definitely
because I
is a
think
good subject.
you know
That's a heavy topic though. You said
I
you
don't
don't
I
want.
don't think so. I think
All right.
it's just straight to the point. Um, I try not to do heavy topics right now because I know we have to go and you have
Right,
to sing out and we want the people to be blessed.
right.
So, um, but
And we want to be on
nevertheless,
time.
and be on time because we still have another event. Um,
Wow,
but it
busy,
is
it's busy.
I think when you're disciplining your child, right? And this is going to go into mind your business versus don't mind your business, right? Um, because
Well,
when this, hmm?
sorry, but well, first off, can I can you talk about briefly about your parenting skills? Like, what does that look like? So we have Jaden, right? Um, and um, and definitely both of our parenting skills are two vastly
Two
different
different
things.
for real.
Like superly different, right? And before you even go into your parenting skills, how did it feel to be a parent or have someone um call you dad, someone call you father and look up to you? How does that make you feel? And like, what was the thought process when that occurred?
Um, I think that for me, I think it's like I said, vastly um different, right? I think for me as a father, when Jaden called me dad or started calling me dad, it was like, oh, damn, I actually a dad, right? This is not the first kid. I always dated one with kids, no matter how much I try to get away from it. I've always dated a girl or a woman with kids, at least 2 to 3 of them. Probably two, three I didn't date with kids. Um, but other than that, I've always dated a woman with a kid. And no matter what age bracket or even genre, to be honest, year. Um, so to have someone stably call me dad is very different. Um, Sometimes it's it's weird, but um, I have to come to the realization I'm a dad, right? I'm a father. It's not easy being a father. Um, people leave their kids every day. And sometimes it baffles me because, why would you leave your kid or whether it's adoption or to your mother or to their mother rather? It's not that it's not great. I don't understand it. I never will understand it. Being a dad, you know, until he's 13, then I could be like, yo, I don't care.
You said when he turned 13?
Hell yeah, he got 4 more years to go.
I'm weak.
Um,
Well, um, at not trying to put your business out there, but we always talk about transparency and being transparent or having a transparent moment. Did you have a father in your life?
no, I didn't.
How does that affect you now, being a father, knowing that you didn't have a father in your life at that time?
See, that's the problem, right? We often talk about, well, I didn't have a father growing up, so now that kid won't have a father when he grows up or they grow up, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not true. Um, that's not that's not always the case. Just because you didn't have a father growing up or I didn't have a father growing up doesn't mean I'm gonna neglect or negate my kid because I didn't have a father. Um, I never really believed in that, right? I never believed in, oh, well, if this happened, like I have people that smoke drugs around me. That did that mean I have to do it? No. You could break the cycle with just one with just one um lynch, with just one takeaway.
Okay.
You could break the cycle, but a lot of people want to recycle the cycle, and that's not fair to you, and that's not fair to your kid. Someone said one time, when you have a kid, you have a lot to live for.
Oh,
Um, and
I can attest to that, definitely.
right, so you're not gonna do anything dumb,
Um, okay.
right? I mean, people do stuff dumb.
Mm-hmm.
People steal for their kids and go to jail for it for their kids. I understand that, but I think that a lot of times, depending on the circumstances, you you have to remember that yeah, life is hard, but
Mm-hmm.
your kids gonna make it. Someone in your family has to break a cycle. Um,
And it's better that it be you, the parent. However, um, it's also best that it be your children and for future generations to come. And so I think that's really dope. Um, uh,
not having a dad growing up is really um tough. But sometimes when God have a plan, you don't take away the plan that He has, right? Because maybe I didn't want my dad in my life and really didn't care, right? I just wanted, to be with my mother. You never know, right?
but I don't even think that was that. I don't think for you as that should have ever been like an option for you. Like I think that um because you were young, you didn't ask to come into the world, right? No child ever really asked to come into the world. However, we know that by doing promiscuous things, a child is born, right? And we as parents, as human beings, we have to hold ourselves responsible um, for for that life that we have brought into this world. And so I don't even think it's even a question of maybe you didn't want your father in your life. Like that should have never even be like a thought process, or should have never really been given that decision up to you as a kid. I think um there is certain things as parents that we cannot just leave it up to our children to decide, because again they're children. And sometimes as kids we think we know what's best, but how many times we're now as grown adults, now that we are grown adults, we are listening or we are talking and saying, I remember when my mom said this or my dad said that, and it makes sense, right? And so to give, to place that burden and that pressure and that decision on a child of whether or not their parent should be in their life should never even be. That's just my opinion. Um, However, just because I want to bring the Bible into it,
Of course.
hmm Psalms 27 tells us, and God tells us that even when our mother and our father forsake us, that He will take us up, and that it within itself could be a promise to you, or promise a promise that you can hold on to, um just even now as your adulthood. I think it's really important to have a father in a child's life. I know we're talking about parenting stuff. However, this is really key and important. It's important for a child to have a father and a mother, but however, right now, we're talking about you and not having a father. Um, I think it's very important that a child should have their father in their lives. Um, on a transparency moment for me, I didn't meet my dad until I was like 9. And I always longed to know who my father was when I was younger. Um, and I knew how it was just so God destined, and designed, because I didn't really know who God was. And my uncle had a girlfriend who apparently probably knew God. And I didn't know, right? Because I'm 9 years old. And I always wanted my mom and my dad to get together all the time. I used to just, that was my biggest thing as a kid. That's what I wanted. And then, so she told me one night, she said, maybe you should pray to God about it, this, that, and the third. I didn't know what God were you talking about. However, deep down inside, I knew I wanted to know who my father was. And so I prayed that night, and literally, like the next day, the next night, he came and to the gate. I was with my grandmother at the time, and my mom's mom in Trinidad, and he came to the gate like good night, and I went out to greet the person, not knowing he was my dad. But when I did find out that night, it was there was something inside of me that just constantly leaped for joy. Um, I finally felt safe, if that makes sense. When I finally felt safe and protected, and I finally felt um that my whole life was gonna change and it was gonna be this one big thing. Even to this day, now when I talk to my dad, or even if we're in mid conversation, or he's in Trinidad currently, but when he comes up to America, and we spend like, even if we spend like a little quality time together, it means the entire world to me. Um, because I think, again, a father figure is very important.
I mean, I think both are, and I think that that alone is just like, oh damn, you know. You never know what you're gonna get. Especially from a father. I love when I walk out and I see fathers with their children, even if they playing with them, wrestling with them, throwing them upside down, hanging them from the sky.
That's you.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely,
That's you.
absolutely. Um, I love it because what they're going to say to me. Oh, well, you abusing your kid? No, I'm having quality time with my son, even if he likes it or not, because I like torturing kids.
You.
Um, you know, um, I so they can't tell me nothing. I do it on purpose, whether it's in front of cops, whether it's in front of a
You do
stranger.
what on purpose?
Um, throw Jaden upside down.
I mean, you do not throw it upside down.
According to him, I do,
Baby, be nice.
but I do it on purpose. You know why? Because I want to see the reaction of people. When Jaden fell in front of the cop like that, what they're going to do? Arrest me? They can't because they see a father and son um having quality time um and playing around.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the kid don't like it, right?
I wouldn't
And
say
I
even
wouldn't.
if the kid don't like it,
It
because if
dep-
the kid don't like it, the kid don't like it.
it depending on the mood, right? Because Jaden say, well,
Yeah, well, Jaden is very moody. Like there's seasons where he love one more than the other, and there's seasons where he's despising one more than the other. There are times where I'm sorry. There are times he's tired. Guys can see he's not really up to Mac. None of us is in this house. All of us kind of a little sick. Um, but there are times where Jaden loves the wild playing and the ooh, that was a chill. Love the wild playing, and he loves the whole you hanging him upside down and y'all wrestling together. And when
and
I come in and I'm like, guys, stop and try to break it up, and he's like, well, ma, he's just only playing with me, or ma, he's just only doing this. And then there are times where he's not in the mood for that, where he doesn't want a wild play. He just wants mommy time. He wants comfort. He wants love. He's just in that mood where
you
he
never
just
say that. You just don't want to do it.
where he wants love. Okay, the when he don't want to do it, that's because he wants mommy to be sympathetic and empathetic and nurturing towards him. And so when he's in that mood, anything daddy do that's wild and rough, he is like, no, daddy, you're hurting me, and it's not even the case. And it's like, but you know what I'm saying. So sometimes kids
I
are
mean, kids could be persuasive. Kids could be indifferent.
mm,
Whether you likable or don't like one thing or different. I think that is a thing where you have to understand that there is a thin line of abusing your kid um and just playing with the kid or disciplining your kid. A lot of people don't understand the difference, right? I think a lot of people just look at it as, oh well, you're abusing your kid. No.
right.
Um, there's this thing that is going around, and do I agree with it? Not really, but it is what it is. Where dads get to kiss their daughter or sons on the mouth.
Huh?
Even mothers get to kiss their.
Well, when he was a baby, like a baby, sometimes you little give them a little peck. However, now, oh,
No.
no, he'll give a kiss on the cheek
Yeah,
and
me
say,
too.
"Ma, I love you," or a hug, and I'll give him a kiss on the cheek and give him a hug. But
Yeah, I do the
to
same
do
thing.
a peck on the mouth
Yeah,
just because,
there. I mean,
mm-mm,
do I agree with it? No, but it's to where people do it, right? I
right,
think people agree with it, and if you agree with it, so be it, right? That's totally up to you.
Right.
Not my problem, not my place, not my
Not my monkey, not my circus.
right. So, I mean, I don't think that, a person can or should go to jail for it, right? And we got to talk about what Tiffany wrote last week. How do couples start
Mm.
relationships? Because we're gonna get into that, right? I think that's what she wrote.
Uh-huh. So, something to that
Um,
effect.
we're
But
gonna
but what is your parenting skill though? Because that's what we really started on, and
my parents
we
is
diverted to different things about parents and having a father.
my parents.
You being in your child's life. Let's talk about that. You being in your child's life. What is your parenting skills like? I know you have a saying for Jaden. And so what does that look like for you?
Um, my saying is I beat you first, I love you later. And that's only because Jaden used to call me his best friend. Uh, Years ago, and I had to stop that. And that saying just came up. I'll beat you first and love you later. And it got into a point where he started finishing the sentence
Right.
instead of me just saying it. Um, I don't think that, I think my parenting skills are yelling, taking away his stuff,
Well, that's your disciplining, right?
right? And
Yelling.
yeah, of course. I think that, when you yell or talk to a kid, it depends on the situation. Everything depends on the situation. Is every situation the same? Of course not. Is every situation unique? Of course not. Some situations are just what it is. And some situations, I think people over exaggerate. And that's just me. And I hate, and I said this before, and it's true. I hate over exaggerators. People that over exaggerate things and be like, oh well, this is what they did, this is what they, and be like, it's not even that serious. Calm your behind down. So, so I do think that, or do not agree with, certain things. However, my parenting skills are, I think up there where I can still tell Jaden, yo, Jaden, I love you, but listen, you're going to do the right thing, and you're not going to be spoiled.
So you want to instill in Jaden um doing the right thing
Yeah,
um
yeah,
no matter what.
cause like I said, I don't like rules. However, I'm training for him for out there, not in here.
Right. I remember telling you that
Right.
when we
And,
first really started. I told you, I
right.
said, babe, we need to prepare him for the outside world, not just for us on
Right.
the
And you're
inside,
right.
because there are certain things that he does at home that we don't want him to do outside, just because, I mean, he does it because it's home. He's comfortable. But not every place you're going to be comfortable. There's some situations where you're going to be in uncomfortable situations, and you have to be able to adapt. My parenting skill is more of I'm stern. I'm a stickler for your education. I'm also a stickler for you just doing the right thing. I'm from the West Indies. So some of my parenting really come from being back home culture, making sure you're have manners. For instance, I don't necessarily go crazy off of like burping or farting, like, because he's a boy, and
I do.
boys, well, you do, because that's just you. You're very picky and particular with certain things. However, um you're not going to burp, fart, and not say, excuse me, or, what I'm saying? Or if somebody gives you something, you're not going to just take it and not say thank you. So those kind of things I instill, moral things to me. Um, I am more moral driven and spiritual driven. You gotta know God, one, and two, you gotta know right from wrong. And once you know right from wrong, I'm expecting you to do the right thing. Um, some of my cultural beliefs, though, I think are very that can use some fine tuning. Because even as a parent, as a child, when growing up, my mom beat me with whatever was in hand. So if there was a belt, you was gonna get licks of that. Most older people already know this. Like, if there was a twitch, you was gonna go outside and get a twitch and come back and get your behind beat with it. If you were if there was, I don't know, a spoon, you was gonna get licks with it. Um, and to a certain degree, I feel like there some of the things were abusive, because sometimes when you get angry at your child, especially after you have been talking, you have been um you just been telling them the things that they need to do and they're not listening. Yeah, I'm gonna get mad, and yeah, I might go off or whatever the case may be. But I'm learning as a parent that sometimes you have to hold that anger back, and rather than lash out to them in so much rage and anger, I think is because of that rage and anger, especially if you lash out right away due to that rage and anger, is where you go from disciplining to just abusing the kid, because kids, they're not listening nowadays. Ooh, the children nowadays, they really don't listen. They really do not listen at all. Sometimes you got to talk to Jaden 3 or 4 times. Sometimes he's just doing his own little thing, and it's like, come on, bro. Like, I've done the talking, I've done the, what I'm saying. I've just done it all. And there's some moments where a child do need a good spanking. Um, don't overdo it. Don't overkill like the old people them do, where they hit you with twitches and mm, all these crazy nonsense. Like, no. Most of the times we really try to talk to Jaden. Um, and you know, because we don't necessarily want to always beat him or beat him at all, we might yell. We might quicker yell, get a scream here and there, like, "Yo, listen, we've been talking to you for like 10 times. Wake up and smell the coffee at this point, okay?" So that definitely is something that we do, or that is similar in our parenting. Yeah, I'm tired.
I am too.
I am tired. Him over
Um,
here with his eyes closed,
I'm,
talking.
um, I think it depend. Like I said, it depends on the situation.
Hmm.
Everything is different. Every parenting skill is different, and I think that and it's okay. Hmm.
For those who are on our Facebook, you guys can drop your comments down below. You can also like, share, and tag. And just leave your comments, and what do you think different parenting styles, what your parenting style might be, if you have a child or if you don't have a child, because um, you can be thinking about it in the future. And so, yeah, please like, share, and tag those of you who are on our Facebook. Also, subscribe if you're on our YouTube. It is the S and the J and S. Sorry, the J and S pod zone. And you're going to see all of our videos from the first day that we have started. We would love to, we are trying to keep very consistent. And also, we're just trying to, you know, have a conversation with you guys. And
Also, we trying to also give you the opportunity to express your opinion. We're going to talk about Tiffany stuff next week. I promise. How do relationships start out, or whatever the case may be.
mhm,
Um,
especially if you're feeling much better, when you feel much better.
I hope so. Um,
If
but
you would
nevertheless, my cash app is down below.
right, if you would like to be a blessing to our pod zone, you can definitely do so via our Cash App. It is his is $sign Jerry T. That's JERRYT 25. And for those who are on my Facebook, again, you guys can always catch my Cash App down below in the comments. My Cash App is my first name, Sharice Lawson, LAWSON. Sharice is SHIRECE. $ Sharice Lawson. You guys, whatever you desire to um, send, then we are very much so grateful. Um, my Cash App is in the comments on my live. So you guys can feel free to definitely sow into our ministry, sow into what we're doing here. Everything that you give will be, um, Lord, y'all pray for me, please. My vocals definitely. Everything that you guys give will definitely be given back into this pod zone, to help assist to take what we're doing further. Um, and so, yeah, you guys, please feel free. If it's $5, if it's a $10, if it's a 20, we greatly appreciate it. Even if it's $1 or a penny. Listen, nothing is too small, nothing is too hard for our God. And so we know that God is going to continue to bless what we're doing, continue to bless each and every one of you. Um, guys, ooh, my throat.
Hi,
I have to sing out, and it's just been dealing with this for about a week, week and a half, and then now Jerry's coming down with it. Lord, please be with us.
I know what.
Again, we were discussing, for those who are coming onto our lives now, we were discussing about parenting skills and what our parenting skills are look like. We were also discussing about the importance of having a father in the household. Um, we know that mothers are very important. However, sometimes the men are overlooked. Let's just be honest. Sometimes fathers are very much so overlooked. We discussed his parenting skills and as well as mine and what that kind of looked like. Um, we were just also trying to discuss and debate about um, how much abuse is, how much
Abusive.
discipline is enough, and when is it considered really abusing a child, right? Again, guys, please forgive us of our yawning and him closing his eyes.
I promise you, if I feel better next week, I'll be back to my goofy self. I haven't even played with Jada all day, so um,
Yeah, y'all could
please.
tell when he's really, y'all will know when this man over here is 100%, is no, he looking sick right now. That's what I'm gonna say. He's looking sick right now.
I am.
But I finna take care of you. I finna take care of you. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. I don't even want to do say it loud, no chaser today. We're gonna leave that for next week. I have a good one, and that's gonna take up a whole nother hour. So with that being said, my cash app is at the bottom. Her cash app is in the comments. So please, 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 if you find in your heart, um,
To
bless,
just sow.
yeah, to so.
To sow a seed, to bless the ministry, to bless what we're doing. Please, for those that are on our Facebook, please don't forget to like, share, and tag somebody. There's something that we said today that's you never thought about, maybe, or that you've thought about and you would just like to, you know, talk more about it or whatever. Make have your comments down below. We'll definitely look at comments. We're going to reply to them. We're going to come back on and we're going to do podcasts, more pod zones about it. Um, we had to come on here half an hour earlier because usually we're here every Saturday at 3. And we had to come on a half an hour early because I have to sing out and I was working earlier today. Um,
All right.
so yeah,
So with that being said, we love you.
we
Good night.
love you,
Good night.
we worship and adore you, we give you all the praise.
Um,
Oh, oh, oh.
we we love you. See you next time. Next week I think is at 3 o'clock, right?
Yes, meet us back here
We ain't doing
next week
nothing next week.
Saturday.
You working next week? We ain't doing nothing next week.
No, I
right?
don't think I'm working next week. No, I'm not. Ooh, vacation time finna come up. Yes. So, if anything, you guys, maybe next week Wednesday,
So,
and Saturday, you guys are gonna see us because I'm off. After Wednesday,
all right.
I've taken a couple of days. So, if anything, Wednesday, we're gonna definitely
Or we
post it
could do
up.
Thursday. Because Thursday
Well,
Thanksgiving.
Thursday's Thanksgiving, and everybody is gonna be want to be out there with their family. They ain't gonna
Everybody's
want to
gonna
be
be.
coming here and talking about, look at this JNS. What's going on?
Hmm.
So maybe not Thursday. However,
Well, how
also,
much you want to buy? I know some people that's gonna be on, so it
I
doesn't matter.
mean, you're right. So who knows?
So you
Listen,
know,
we gonna come in here, one of these days, and for those who are on our Facebook, we definitely gonna be posting it up when we're gonna be on. So you guys stay tuned. Um, because also at 2 o'clock, I'm supposed to. Well, I told someone I was gonna help give out food. So yeah.
okay. I'll see you next time.
See you
No
guys.
say it down, no chase.
Bye. Like my cup,
I'm
my
weak.
cup, my cup running over. Yes, Lord.
No say it now, no chase it today. But
No,
next week it will be
next week.
a little bit better. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm out of here. Deuces.
Peace.